Hello, fellow alumni. I'm so glad you could join us today. I'm Alison Cole, class of '99, and Executive Director of the Yale Alumni Association. And this is Yale Afternoons with Alison, a chance for us to sit down with university leaders and learn about their priorities and how our alumni can help. Today, I'll be sitting down with Lynn Cooley, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences and Vice Provost for Postdoctoral Affairs. Dean Lynn Cooley.
Hello.
Welcome to Rose Alumni House.
Thank you.
Tell us what brought you here to Yale.
So when I joined Yale's faculty in 1989, that's dating me, I know. And what brought me here was research environment.
Okay.
And at the time, that was my passion. I wanted to be a place where I could do the kind of research I wanted to do with wonderful colleagues and wonderful students, and that was Yale.
And so what brought you from the lab to where you are now? How the shift?
How the shift? It was gradual, happened to kind of crept up on me over a lot of years, starting as director of admissions in my department for graduate students, and then director of graduate studies. And then I helped the planning and birth of the Yale BBS program, which oversees all of our biology PhD programs. And I eventually became the director of that program, which these days is 550 students or so, and 11, I think, PhD programs under that umbrella.
Wow.
And then from there, it was a logical step, I guess, to be recruited to lead the entire graduate school.
Okay. So in that role as Dean of the Graduate School, we're going to focus there for today.
Sure.
Tell us about your top three priorities.
So we've really boiled it down to three things.
Okay.
Three phases. Attracting extremely curious, talented people to come and do research on what excites them. And that's the first thing.
Sure.
And we have several programs aimed at recruiting, bringing in interesting people to be on campus. Once they get here, our second goal is to, as much as possible, expose them to a multidisciplinary research environment where they can explore their research using a number of approaches, maybe even having a number of faculty mentors. And the reason we're doing that is we've learned that sending them out into the world, which is our third goal, they are much better prepared if they've had a really rich experience in graduate school for whatever career option they decide to take.
Well, thank you for sharing those priorities. How can alumni engagement assist the graduate school with its goals?
A number of things. So I am extremely fortunate to have a very active alumni board, which has become more and more tightly aligned with our goals over the years. One of their hallmark programs is called Where Do I Go from Yale? It's an annual program that brings alumni back to campus to talk to our current students, share their career path, network, get contacts. It for many years was a one-day in-person event in the late spring. Then COVID hit. And we had to pivot, as everyone else did, to online engagement. That was fine, but not ideal for the kind of personal contact that really makes wonderful networking. Now that we're emerging from COVID, the newest iteration of Where Do I Go from Yale is a combined virtual encounters that are very targeted to specific types of careers, culminating in the in-person day.
Nice.
So we basically expanded the brand of Where Do I Go from Yale and expanded our alumni engagement because we can do both virtual and in person.
So are you looking for more alumni to be a part of that program? Is there room for growth?
Always.
Okay.
Always looking for more.
Wonderful. And are there other ways that alumni can assist with your goals?
One of my goals as dean has been to just raise the profile of the graduate school at Yale, and both in Yale internally and externally, so that people understand the just essential nature of graduate students on campus and the way they contribute to the classroom, especially in Yale College as teaching fellows, and their essential part of the research mission, working alongside faculty. So our alumni, you asked how can our alumni help? They can be ambassadors for us. They can be talking to their friends, to other alumni, just to explain the value of graduate students in general, and really the value of what we do in Research One universities, how we push ahead the boundaries of knowledge, how we give birth to new industries. In my field, that would be the biotech industry, you know, grew out of research in universities. So yeah, being ambassadors for us out in the world is huge.
Well, thanks for sharing those priorities. Are there any alumni who are doing great work on behalf of the graduate school?
So many. Jia Chen, who served as both the vice chair and then chair of the Alumni Association board, she just has such an unwavering enthusiasm for Yale.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Jia. We are grateful for your service.
We certainly are.
And hopefully we can also get some more grad school alumni on cross campus, which is our mentoring platform. And
she's one who's active on cross campus.
And so that is a great place to facilitate mentoring that you're talking about as well.
Absolutely.
So we're going to move on to some fun questions that we're asking all our guests. What's your favorite spot on campus?
Interesting question, because it's an amazing campus with lots of fun spots. But I think I would say the Steep Cafe.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
And the reason I say that is I did my graduate, my PhD is from the University of Texas at Austin, but I did all of my research for my dissertation in what was then the Klein Biology Tower.
Okay.
Now when you go up to Science Hill, the addition of the Steep Cafe that connects now the newly renovated Klein Tower and the still pretty new Yale Science Building as a gathering space for people in that whole community up there is just absolutely transformative.
Do you have a favorite Yale memory?
As dean of the grad school, I get to go to the opening ceremony for Yale College. And until recently, that was held in Woolsey Hall. So there was one year when my older daughter was a senior.
Okay.
And my younger daughter was a first-year student.
Okay.
So my younger daughter was in the audience, and I, finally found her. So as dean of the grad school, I get to be on stage looking out at this amazing display of incoming students. So there she was. Then I looked up to the second balcony, and there was my older daughter in the Glee Club singing.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That image is just like in my brain. It was wonderful.
That sounds amazing. Okay, this is the most controversial question we're going to ask.
Okay.
Your favorite New Haven pizza place?
Oh, right. Well, my immediate reaction would have to be Modern.
Okay.
I used to live on Bishop Street, and Modern was around the corner. And we knew all the wait staff there, and, it was wonderful. But you know what? There's Bar now. And I got to say, their salad tips the balance. So if I had to choose right now, I'd go to Bar.
Last question. What's one item that you always have on your desk?
I kind of live with my laptop.
Okay.
My laptop, my water bottle, some snacks.
Okay.
That's kind of
and they go everywhere.
The constant in my daily life.
Well, you are the moving dean. So thank you for making your way over here to Rose Alumni House.
Pleasure.
We have some gifts for you from the Yale collection on top of your to-go cup.
Thank you so much.
But thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.